Starting January 1st, Havana will officially become a member of BRICS. This is a big step for Cuba as it becomes a bigger part of the world's economy. The BRICS countries want to get their products to the Caribbean faster. They aim to create a special economic zone that could change how international trade works in the region. Cuba is becoming an important partner, a vital link for BRICS to grow in the Caribbean islands. Cuba joining BRICS is not just about money, it's also about global politics. This strategic move shows how important it is for developing countries to work together and become stronger on the world stage. BRICS has become a big deal lately. It's like a new team for countries that want something different from the usual world powers. The BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, are all working together to trade more with each other. They're trying to rely less on Western economies. They're offering an alternative to Western financial institutions, which have always been in charge of the global economy. This collaboration isn't just about balancing economic power. It's about making sure everyone benefits fairly and the growth is sustainable. They want to do things differently from groups like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. By joining BRICS, Cuba hopes to get new chances for funding and collaboration. This could really help its economy and make it stronger internationally. This move also shows how global politics are changing, with countries looking for new friends and wanting to be less reliant on the traditional big powers. The BRICS countries are all about helping each other out. They're focused on South-South cooperation, which means developing nations supporting each other without any political or economic strings attached. Joining BRICS opens up a future of steady economic growth for Cuba, helping to ease the effects of the long economic embargo imposed by Washington. This new partnership will bring big investments to important areas like oil, healthcare, education, nickel mining and agriculture. Plus, BRICS has a lot of infrastructure. It represents 47% of the world's population and almost 32% of the global GDP. This creates a strong base for trade and exchange. Cuba has a history of bouncing back from tough times. They've faced economic and political challenges for years. From the special period, a time of extreme hardship after the Soviet Union collapsed, to recent energy crises, the Cuban people have always found clever ways to find new income sources and take care of themselves. During the special period, Cubans turned to urban farming and starting small businesses to survive. More recently, the island has been exploring tourism, remittances and foreign investments to support its economy. Despite the challenges, the adaptability and creativity of the Cuban people have been key to facing difficulties and moving forward, demonstrating once again their indomitable spirit and their ability to overcome any obstacle. Now, with the support of BRICS, Cuba will have access to new funding sources and advanced technologies. This will help them strengthen important sectors of their economy. The United States, which has tried to weaken Cuba's political and economic systems for decades, is watching this new alliance closely, and they're not thrilled about it. At the recent BRICS summit, leaders like Vladimir Putin showed strong support. Putin has been pushing for joint projects with Cuba in biotechnology and healthcare. China is also very interested in strengthening its economic ties with Cuba, especially when it comes to infrastructure and telecommunications. BRICS, led by Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, presents a strong alternative to the traditional Western economic model. Cuba's strategic location in the Caribbean makes it a prime spot for shipping and air transport. This could turn it into a vital logistics center for emerging economies. This prime location will help Cuba attract investments in its ports, airports and transportation networks. Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister, Sergei Ryabkov, confirmed that both Cuba and Bolivia will officially join the bloc in January 2025. Both countries are excited about this, seeing it as a chance to boost their economies and become more influential on the world stage. Adding Cuba and Bolivia to BRICS is a big deal. It shows that BRICS, which already includes Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, is becoming more diverse. With these two new members, BRICS is aiming to become even stronger as a global economic and political force that can challenge the dominance of traditional economies. This is not just good news for Cuba. It also opens up new trade and investment opportunities for Bolivia. Both countries will benefit from being part of a group that promotes economic cooperation and sustainable development. Having Cuba and Bolivia in BRICS will also make the group stronger in balancing global economic influence. They offer a real alternative to the economic structures that Western powers have controlled for so long. This move shows how important it is for countries to work together in our increasingly interconnected world. It highlights BRICS's commitment to making sure everyone benefits from global development. There are also plans for a system to exchange oil and gas, which will help Cuba deal with its energy challenges. Yuri Ushakov, a Russian presidential advisor, emphasized that bringing new members into BRICS is all about relying less on the US dollar and creating a fairer system of exchange. Havana is getting ready to be a major player in BRICS' financial and trade flows. They're setting up a regional hub that will boost sustainable development and economic integration. With support from Russia, China, and other key members, Cuba is taking a big step towards transforming its economy. They're leaving behind decades of restrictions and stepping into a promising future in the new world economic order.